You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Hollow and Tell, is that you?
Mic check. Mic check, waifu. Palicano, you awake?
Nah, I'm knocked out, bro. What's up?
Welcome to episode 64 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure y'all go to lubecomplex.com. Use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. They just dropped this collab with somebody. I forget the name of it, but go look at it. It's super dope. It's incredible. It's actually amazing. Go check it out. lubecomplex.com. Use the offer code waifu. It's also brought to you by our Patreon producers, Monique Williams, Chris Kennedy, explicitly. I don't have a list pulled up. I'm pulling it up right now. I try to remember it by heart, but I got a terrible memory.
You're not that bad. You've been doing well.
I know. I've been doing real good. Terrible memory, and like I have trouble with the Japanese name of stuff. Like the names are real difficult for me. But it's Chris Kennedy, Connor, D Prince, explicitly, and Monique Williams. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. We appreciate y'all. And a random shout out to Cryfu, who's been a Senpai supporter for a long time. Jesus. Since September of 2019. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you. I'm gonna start doing that, adding a random Patreon supporter in there every week as well. We love
that
y'all.
hits.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about today. Hopefully Libsyn don't destroy us. We shall see. Depending on how long this episode run. But for those
it could be one of those episodes.
It could be one of those episodes. For those of you that don't know, who's new to Mic Check Waifu, the way the show is set up is we talk about everything we watch, topics, questions, and everything in the first half of the show. And then we in the second half of the show, right after our music break, we talk about the weekly anime of the season. So it's still summer season, fall coming up soon. Still summer season, so we're watching that summer season anime. We're gonna go over stuff like Sword Art Online, ReZero, Fire Force, etc. in the second half of the show. But we got a lot of good stuff for you today. Tel, I want to start off with how you feeling, man, besides just waking up and it's like 11 p.m. on a Sunday.
Nah, man. You know, I got kids and I work a job.
Yeah.
I had to take a nap. Nah, but
I feel that though.
I was watching Bleach and your boy passed out.
We're gonna talk about Bleach later, but I feel that.
Yeah.
Listen, I took two. I can't even make fun of you because I took 2 naps today myself. Okay.
See, come on. How you gonna do me like that?
That's why it was so funny to me because I took 2 naps too. I woke up at around like, for some reason I've been waking up early. I woke up around like 9 o'clock. Well, 9 on my off day. So that's early for me.
Yeah.
Woke up at 9. I started watching a bunch of shows. And then I fell asleep trying to watch God of High School. Actually, I never even finished that episode, the newest episode.
Okay.
I was bored out of my motherfucking mind.
I can see that.
Yeah, did I? I never finished it. That's crazy. No, I did finish it. I think I did finish it. I just don't remember it because that's what I think about God of High School. Anyway, yeah, but I caught up on a bunch of anime and stuff, and then I took another nap, like around, I think it was like around 5 till about 7. Now I'm just up with all the energy right now. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah. Like that's the same thing that happens to me. Like if I'm asleep for 30 minutes and I wake up, I have either too much energy or I need to go back to sleep. And now that I'm like, oh, we supposed to be recording, my body is like tingly. Like, like my body, you know how like I don't normally drink like coffee or energy drink. No, but you know how you had that first energy drink in 5 years?
Yep.
That is how my skin feels right now. Like Like, yo, I'm too energized, or it could just be the air conditioning that I hate.
Yo, Toe never drink energy drinks. That's crazy.
I do an energy drink once every 4 years.
That's rare. That's rare for you for sure. Listen,
Because
man,
if I do, I'm all over the place.
just straight up. Especially speaking of energy drinks, I know this is like not anime, but those Bang energy drinks with creatine and shit are the devil. They're the devil, bro. And
Are they good?
I say this because they taste fucking phenomenal.
That's what I heard.
I had one of them, and I'm like the shakes and shit. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? I was ready to run through a brick wall, bro.
Right.
Those things are definitely one that actually works, because energy drinks normally make me sleepy, but not a fucking Bang. Bang's bang.
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
Right, bang. We would be dope commercial. But yeah, when I have energy drinks, bro, like 5 hour energy, I had a 5 hour energy one time, and I was like on like my last leg, felt like I was about to pass out. Your boy did not go to sleep for another 24 hours after drinking that thing. I was wired.
Yeah,
I was wired, bro. And I was trying to go to sleep. I was literally sitting there with my eyes like closed, and I'm beyond it, and my body would not let me do it.
Did you crash afterwards though? Like after that 24 hours?
When I went to sleep, I slept for 4 hours.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, bro. And then the next day after that is when I actually fully crashed. I was like, you know, that Mile High Club, you know, when Polo didn't get his landing gear going.
Yep. Crashed. Nosedive. Done. Oh man, listen. Where do we want to start? You want to start off with what we're watching? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
What I watched besides Bleach. Bleach is going to come a little later. So much shit. So shout out to _Rob J for giving us this suggestion, and that's the Great Pretender on Netflix. It's a new joint that just dropped. I watched the entire thing. 13 episodes. Blew through it. So the very first part of this show was some of the best shit I've ever watched. Not animation, decent. Voice acting is freaking phenomenal. But the story, boy, I tell you, that story is fantastic. Okay, it's broken up into 3 different cases. Okay, The Great Pretender is about a scam artist that lives in Japan and that moves to America and commits these scams, but they commit scams to people who are terrible in the world. Which is the first part of this. It's broken up into cases, like I said. So you have, I think, 3 cases. One is about them scamming a drug dealer, a mafia drug dealer. The other one is scamming some fucking pilot. And then the last one is scamming this paint dealer. All of like the last 2 were just basic as fuck. Super average ass anime, and it was cool. It was decent. But the very first cases, which I believe is like 5 episodes long, was fucking phenomenal. That shit was movie quality, like great fucking anime that you never even seen. Like you've seen this kind of anime before, but it's never been done like this, and the shit was great.
So what is The Great Pretender?
Great, again, it's about a dude moving to a different country and scamming bad people, essentially. So basically, he's a confidant, or a confidant they call it, and he literally just works scams, and they basically scam heists from these terrible people, and then take all the money and run kind of shit. I like the way it's broken up though. It's broken up into like when they get another case, like it's sort of a mini time skip. Time passes, they get another case, and then time passes again when that case is over, and then they get another case. And they the way they do their storytelling is great. As far as like backstory goes and pacing goes, is great. But like I said, the last 2 cases were just kind of like average shit and predictable. But the first one, you never knew what the fuck was gonna happen, and this shit was fire, bro. Like fire. It's a great show. Again, the last 2 cases aren't that great, but it's still good TV, good anime. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Yeah.
I definitely suggest watching it though. It's sweet.
Yeah, I added it to my list of stuff that I have to watch. Now, if you saying that first like 5 episodes
fucking
is that good,
incredible.
I'm gonna have to pick this up so I can at least say something about it, because
when you do,
that's crazy.
I want to talk like full spoilers with you, because that shit is live.
Let's do it.
Crazy.
Crazy. Like you shaking your head like crazy.
Like crazy, dude.
Okay. Yo, I can't believe. Okay.
Like crazy.
Okay.
It's good, man. It's real good. What about you? What you got?
I started Decadence.
Yeah.
Because the Lost Homie and what was it, Trezus?
Mm-hmm.
They kept talking about it. So I said, forget it. I'm gonna give it a go. And I have to say, I'm salty because I gotta wait week to week. It's actually like really good. And when I say it's really good, I mean like the world itself is interesting because I want to know how it got this way. Like
right.
we know.
Camera's out of focus.
For y'all who don't have who not watching the video version, Polo trying to get his camera to focus on him, and it wasn't doing it for nothing. What makes this show extremely compelling is the world itself is in a state of disarray, and we know how it got there, but we don't really know the steps that happened to get it there. But we know what's happening right now, and we're kind of seeing the repercussions of that. I don't want to give too many spoilers because it's actually interesting how you see things unfold and realize what this world really is and why it is, because you get details, but you don't really get like the full bam, here's what it is and here's why it is.
Right.
Now, hold on, I got some. Our main character, her name is Natsumi, and Kaburagi. Kaburagi's her like mentor character. And these two characters together have a pretty interesting dynamic, but they have that like almost like Naruto and Jiraiya vibe, you know, like the sensei and the pupil, even though he's not Jiraiya level, but he's obviously going to be a certain type of character. He's raw.
Right.
Like just think of it as it's similar to Attack on Titan in the regards of it's people fighting monsters, and that they use this really cool like 3-dimensional gear to travel and fight these monsters.
Yeah.
I need you to watch it because I feel like I can't say too much.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I talked about this maybe about 8 weeks ago or something like that, when the season first started. Whenever the season first started, I
watched the first episode.
Yeah, I watched the first episode with it, and I was bored. So I said I didn't say it was bad because I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't bad. I was just bored out of my mind. So I decided, I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and save this for a binge, because it was so much other stuff to watch this season that I can put this off and binge it straight through later, because I think it's only 13 episodes. So when it does finish.
It's 12.
It's 12.
But I will say, I do think it's good enough to value or to watch week to week. I don't doubt that. Yeah, I'm just saying I don't want to watch it week to week anymore because of how I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep watching it, obviously, because of what it is and how it's playing out.
So the thing is okay, I know it's probably good enough to watch week to week, but I don't think it's made. I mean, I don't think it's made to be watched week to week, only because of the progression of that first episode said to me that it's going to be a buildup that maybe takes a little bit of time, but it'd be better if you just get the story straight through, kind of like a long movie, if you will.
Right.
That's what the feeling I got from it, but that's just off the first episode. So, take that for what it's worth.
Definitely enjoyable. I will say though, my biggest gripe with this is that there's some characters they introduce you to that seem forgettable.
Yeah,
in the beginning, but then there's characters like what's his name, Fennel. He's forgettable as soon as you meet him. But then there's other characters who you kind of like want to know more about, and I think that's signs of a good show. But it's just signs, doesn't mean it's actually good.
Right.
But there were moments in this show that was like, yo, that's hype. what's happening next. But then there's also moments like I'm stuck between, yo, this show is goofy as fuck. Like, goofy.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe that. I can see. I can honestly see that just from the first episode alone.
Yeah,
I like the main character story. The main character story is kind of it's kind of dope. Like the way her father and that whole little dynamic was pretty dope. I like that. But again, it's just I don't know. I'll wait until it's done.
I think
it's only got like 3 more episodes, right?
Yeah, episode 9, 4 more episodes. So it's about to hit episode 9, so you got 10, 11, 12 after that. But yeah, I think once it's finished and we watch it, I don't think there's gonna be. I still think you'll like it more than Dr. Stone.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
Yeah, but Dr. Stone didn't get like a bad rating. It's not like we gave Dr. Stone a horrible rating.
No. I mean, Dr. Stone is just average as fuck. But
yeah, I'm saying I think you'll like it more than Dr. Stone than like the average.
Okay,
like it's just
it's
average.
above average.
But it depends on how they end this because I don't know how they're gonna end it.
Right, with only a few more episodes left.
Yeah.
Okay. I also watched a movie called Expelled from Paradise on Netflix. So the reason is Netflix is 3D bullshit, but it's not bullshit.
All right.
It's a lot less heavy on the 3D, but like it's 3D, right? Like it got the motion of the 3D, but it is not as heavy, and the action in it is like fucking Transformers action kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet. And then Steve Blum was the main protagonist, and of course he's like a legendary voice actor. But it's about this. It's about the world. Okay, the world, basically is they advance far enough in the future to where they can upload their consciousness to a computer and basically live the life in this fucking server based life, but they have like avatars and stuff like that, and they they just kind of like live in this this VR world essentially now, and the Earth is taken over by monsters, and some of the humans was left behind on Earth, and it's a weird fucking story to even talk about, to be honest, because I don't know how to describe it, but it's good. It's actually really good. It's a cyberpunk show with mechs, strange enough, and I like it.
That is weird. As soon as you said Transformer-esque stuff, I was like,
it blew me back, man. It was good. I'm like, why am I enjoying this shit? But the character dynamics between the main character and one of the cybernetic police people who's trying to find out why this hacker hacked into the whole server shit. They're trying to find out why this hacker hacked them, and it turns out to be a whole damn, how can I say this? I kind of want to spoil it because it's a short movie.
Just do it.
No, I don't know how to explain it, man. I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it. It's so hard to describe though.
What was the name of that movie?
Expelled from Paradise.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that one up too.
It's weird, bro. It's so weird. You're gonna be like, what the fuck am I watching? But I think you will enjoy it.
I mean, I probably will.
It's a weird one, man. It's probably the weirdest thing I watched in a long time. And I watch a lot of weird shit.
You do watch some weirdness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you actually watch anything weird, to be honest, though. Like,
I mean, dude, I'll pick up something completely random like this and just toss it on and wonder what the fuck I'm doing in my life. But something about this one I liked. I don't know what it was, man. Maybe it was Steve Blum's performance, of course, because he's obviously Spike from Cowboy Bebop, for those of you that don't know. So, I mean, it kind of felt right with him in his cyberpunk apocalyptic world. Like,
his voice fits it.
If it definitely fit that character for sure. But it has some moralities in it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm down with that. That. And then, of course, quickly I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 of that. It's like a show called with the gambling and shit on Netflix.
Kakaguri.
Yeah, Kakaguri. I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2. I'm not gonna speak much on that because you're still on season 1. But
yeah, I'm gonna finish that one. I'm gonna start season 2.
Yeah.
How was it?
The start of it was dope. Dope as fuck. I mean, same
energy.
Yeah, same fucking weird shit. But even crazier, strangely enough.
How they make it crazier?
Yeah. Keep watching.
All right.
Keep watching. How far are you getting at?
Stop episode 7.
Okay. So tell me what was the craziest shit you've seen so far?
To me, it wasn't very far into it when shit got crazy. The craziest thing to me was like, fucking old girl wanting to tear up her fingernails for betting. Was
that the eye patch chick?
That was not the eye patch chick. That was the newbie girl who was like, oh yeah,
okay, I know
my dad just has a shit ton of money and I just do this for fun. And instead of betting 2 billion yen, how about I just take your fingernails? And she got all horny for that shit. I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah, it gets
she crazy.
That season gets even crazier than that. And
it gets crazier than that. Like,
yes.
Like I like the stakes because it feels like in terms of how like intense it gets over money and like, you know, how they talk about gambling money is like gambling their life and it makes them thrilled and stuff like that. I like that energy because it's true, you know, like money's not everything, but in a lot of senses it's vitality. It's how you get through life because you need money to eat, you need it to pay your bills, you need money regardless of how much money ain't shit. But you need it. So I thought that was interesting, just like in general. So
trust when I say, bro, it gets even crazier than that.
It gets even crazier. They start trading like whole legs and shit. Speaking of whole legs.
Oh shit! What a transition, tailwind.
I'm not gonna say that. No, I was reading My Hero Academia, but no, yeah, I just said whole legs. That's all it was. But I wanted to talk about this. Legend of Korra. Can y'all put some respect on Korra's name, please?
I don't understand the hate, bro.
Just a little bit of respect on Korra's name. She is the Avatar.
She's like actually incredible too. I don't understand the hate.
Like here's the thing that baffles me. Takes my life away. My air, the air in my lungs, bro. She's the whole fucking Avatar. Everything Aang could do, she can do just because she's the Avatar. Now, I do get, yes, that her being the Avatar, also, like, being the Avatar who that split the link of avatars and actually let all the previous spirits basically be disconnected from her. That does, like, take away some of her overall power because you gain the experience of every avatar when you're in the avatar state. So anything any previous avatar has done,
right?
And you're in the avatar state, you can do anything they've ever done because you now learn that skill or gain that skill. But what those other avatars don't have, other than Wan, is a direct connection to Rava, who is the actual avatar spirit itself that gives the avatar its power. And she literally, if she wanted to move continents, she can. I don't understand why we think now and Worst Gen, a lot of y'all was rocking with it. A lot of y'all understand that obviously the avatar will fade all for one. I feel like it's an obvious thing there when you can literally take the lungs out of somebody, or take the air out of somebody's lungs. Like when you can literally do that, or just say, I'm gonna move your blood out of your body.
Yeah. Like
it's not fair. It's not a fair comparison. Cause the people who were saying it's not a fair fight were 100% right. The avatar is unfuckwittable if they go into the avatar state and actually want to hurt somebody. It's hard to me to understand. Like it baffles me.
To play devil's advocate, I love Korra. I think she's a dope character. I think the show is great.
She took a lot of L's.
I'm gonna just say that she took a lot of L's, and come on, man, One For All, he's taking that power, bro. He's taking it.
But bending and quirks ain't the same thing.
I mean, who said? You don't know that.
It's a whole spirit that's in her body that she controls. He can't take a spirit.
Who said?
All for one, he can only, the quirks come from him. That's why he can take them.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
well, I guess they all don't come from him, but he is the manifestation of the quirk. So he can give them out and he can take them. So that's the story of All for One. Korra is the avatar. All avatar power doesn't come from her, but the bulk of it, the majority of it is her being itself. It's like she is the connection to the human world and the spirit world. She is it. It's like, hey, yo, do you want me to like fuck your life up, or do you want me to just let you walk? You choose. I don't
understand the Korra hate. I don't. Again, no, it's not Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Still
it's
good.
not.
It's still good. It still have the right and deserve the respect, and I'm gonna forever say that along with you.
I appreciate you, brother.
that I can't. Like, we don't agree on a lot of things, but that we cannot.
We don't disagree on a lot of things. I also want to say, so Polo and I had a discussion about subs and dubs on Twitter.
Oh, true.
And I want people to understand that me talking about subs and dubs on Twitter was literally just a demonstration of how stupid people look trying to argue subs and dubs.
Yeah.
I don't care what you watch. Like, I watch subs and dubs literally on a regular basis every single day. Do I prefer subs? Yes. But do I give a fuck if you watch dubs? No, not in the slightest. I agree with you entirely. You get the same story.
Yes.
It's just an exercise and letting people know. This is how stupid you look arguing which one is better. Like, this is how you look. No matter how valid your argument is, it doesn't make a difference. If you think that someone is dumb for watching dubs, low key, you stupid, bro. Unless the dubs are like fan dubs, that's the only time it's an issue. Don't watch. And I'm not even saying fan dubs are completely bad. It's if they change the entire content of the story. But if they giving you the same exact information that the intended creator gave you, low key, like, why does it matter?
That is so funny because it is essentially people really do argue this conversation. Like, I don't understand it. I would never get it. Like, if somebody
that was me playing devil's advocate, like you, like that's what I'm saying. That's all it was.
It was clear. Yeah. As soon as somebody says, I watch dub anime, and I see somebody say, ew, you're gross, why do you watch dubs? It sounds terrible. I think it's the fucking funniest shit in the world. Because it's like, you look ridiculous, okay? You look dumb.
Yes.
Because guess what? The end result is the same result that you get watching your subs that they get watching their dubs. Again, I do both too. It literally does not fucking bother me which one of these things I watch. Like, I prefer dubs because I speak English. I'm from America. That's the only language I know. So that's the only reason why I say I want to watch something not in the language I speak, because I feel like I can. I mean, it's
relate to it easier.
Yeah, it's just I speak English. So why the fuck would I want to hear English? I mean, but if the English sounds bad, then I'm okay. I don't have a problem with reading. Like, it's never been an issue. The problem is the elitists that pretend to be superior because they watch a fucking sub anime. That shit, if you don't get your dumbass
I literally
out of here.
I thought about this earlier today too, because I was like, yo, this is funny as fuck, bro. Because like, I like to point out when a sub is actually bad, like a sub actually has bad moments. And I was watching Bleach, and I was listening to the difference in Orihime and like Neliel's voice, right? And I'm like, why does Nell still sound like a fucking child when she's not the size of a child anymore?
Oh my God, that transition from when and the dub is clean.
And I'm just like, yo, she sound like a whole ass 2-year-old still. Like, my daughter has a deeper voice than her. And that's the one thing I hate in subs that they do when the voices are for younger people or like children. What they do, and they did this in Grave of the Fireflies, and I think I mentioned it then too, is that they use like a voice modification to make the pitch of the voice lighter. And that sounds fucking horrible.
Right.
Can we not do that to children in subtitles? That's horrible. Can you just find someone who can do the voice properly?
Right. And a lot of Japanese voices for females are already naturally higher pitched. So when you modify it to be even higher pitched than that with an effect, not with an actual child, it just sounds weird.
Yeah. And they don't do that, obviously, in a lot of the newer subtitles and whatnot. And I think that the effect is way better now. than it was before. But I'm just saying, like, that's one of the things that it's easy to point out when a sub is trash. And if people can't objectively see something like that and say, no, that's garbage, then that's where the issue lies, is that you can objectively see that something is trash.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't know if a sub is trash because I don't fucking speak Japanese. Okay, I just don't. I don't know. You can
tell if it's trash.
No,
bro.
You can't, man. You can't.
You don't think that moment is trash? Like that, what I just said. You don't think that makes something trash?
How would I know? That's so subjective, because if I speak Japanese and I'm listening to somebody do this in Japanese, and then it to me, and if I speak Japanese and I know the language and I know the tones and I know the cadence, then maybe I can understand why you would think it's trash. And they modify
the voice?
It's your personal preference. You prefer for them not. You prefer not to hear that to your mental, to your mindset. You're
not wrong. I'm just saying. To me, that would seem objectively trash.
See, I don't know. I can't say that because I don't speak Japanese. I could tell you when some English sounds bad, because I speak English, but I can't tell you if Japanese sounds bad because I don't speak Japanese. Like, again, I think it's subjective on what your ears want to hear. And I would definitely say there are some subs that I don't want to hear. Like, I don't want to hear Goku subbed at all, ever. That would never change in my life. I don't want to hear, just like I don't want to hear, who else? What show is that? Fuck.
Naruto?
No, I don't mind Naruto sub. Naruto sub is pretty clean. Fuck, I can't remember, but it's just some subs.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, Cowboy Bebop. I don't want to hear sub. That's a fact. Or Trigun. I don't want to hear sub either. No, thank you. But the rest, I'm like, that's personal though. I don't know if they're bad voice actors. Their acting could be Oscar worthy in Japan, but to me, I don't know.
Nah, I think you can sense the emotion. I think even though you say that, I think that if you hear a subtitle, hear people speak in subs in Japanese, like their native tongue, I think that you can tell, because I feel like you would know if they because you can sense emotion through people's words, right? Like you can feel it. So if someone is saying like something and they're supposed to be angry and you don't hear like the proper tremble in their voice from anger, like you'd be like, okay, that doesn't sound believable. But like if you hear the same thing in English and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Mm-hmm. Like when we talked about, what's her name? From Promised Neverland, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Like I watched that scene in subs and dubs gave me chills, whereas the sub it hit, but it didn't give me chills. Whereas like the dub was like, yo.
But what if you speak Japanese, dude, and you hear it and it's the same thing? You know, you can get chills from that and not get chills from the English because you don't speak English.
Pain and sub gave me chills though.
It didn't give me chills. The English gave me chills. That shit reverberated through my brain and soul.
Yeah, pain and Madara in sub gave me chill because I never watched those in dub. I don't even know what the dub versions of those really sound like, other than like the little quick YouTube search.
No, you're right, because when you showed me that pain and what did you do it? I think it was dub, because I only heard it in sub too, because the dub wasn't caught up to when I started watching Shippuden. But when I heard that dub, I'm like, oh, this shit's crazy.
Yeah,
that was the first time I heard it dubbed.
Because in the sub, it's still hitting you like, yo, wow, that's crazy. But then you play it in dub and it still hits, like, because they obviously chose right voice actors. But that's all I'm saying. I feel like as humans, we have the receptors in our brain to understand someone's emotions through voice. That's all I'm saying. I think that we can understand the voice, but
that's also personal.
I do think it's trash. It is personal because like how people pick up on emotions and stuff is completely
so it's all subjective.
Yeah, it's completely different. Each person is going to be different on that.
Right. Let's get into this. Do you want to go to the questions or do Bleach talk?
Let's do questions then Bleach talk.
All right, question.
I did like a couple of those questions.
Great questions, man. We get some fire ass questions. I'm gonna start asking them early like that all the time. We're gonna start off with Skylar Senior, aka Scuba Steve.
Let's go.
Aka Skylar Dad or whatever, Steve. All right, you're sitting at a table where you will be gifted with a superpower. If you take a certain pill, Red pill, you get to stop time for up to 5 seconds. Or the blue pill, you get to see up to 5 seconds into the future. Which is your choice?
So to me, this is mad easy of a choice, but it depends on.
Wow.
To me, it's mad easy. Like I think it's easy, and I only say this because there's no limit on how many times you can stop the time or how many times you can see into the future, right?
Right.
So like every second, if you look into the future, like basically you have a nonstop like preview or nonstop time stop after said time. But I would choose time stop. Damn. And the only reason I choose time stopping is because let's say I see the future and it's like, damn, I can't change that. You know, I know what happens, but let's say it happens too fast for you to change. There's nothing you can do. But
you just contradicted yourself. You said,
did I?
Yeah, because you said with this, you don't have a limit to how much in the time you can see in the future.
Yeah.
So you said if you stop 5 seconds, you see into the future, and you go 1 second forward and you stop for 5 seconds and you see a little bit further, you see 1 second further. See what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is you can't actually change that, right? So let's say,
yeah, I see.
Let's say you see into the future and you can't actually change it. Let's say someone fires a bullet and boom,
but
you can't change that direction of that bullet. But you can see who it's going to hit and how it's going to go down.
But you can though, because you can see into the future. Think about that. You can see into it. So you can,
but you can't beat a bullet. Like you can say like, okay, look, this bullet is going to hit this person in 5 seconds. And you run to try and stop that bullet from hitting that person.
I see
now,
what you're saying. Now,
that person can still react to the motions that you're making, even if you see what you did, right?
Right.
So you gotta try and be precognitive and say, I'm gonna move this way to try and draw the eye. So you don't know what's gonna happen when you start moving, right?
So I'm just thinking because I'm thinking too far ahead with that 1 second time change difference, because even if you do that up until fucking 24 hours later, you're gonna be stuck in this fucking hell.
Yeah. It's like what Night I did nonstop.
Yeah, right, exactly. Nah, fuck.
But I think if you stop time, right? Let's say someone about to get shot with a bullet, you hit, boom, time stop. I got 5 seconds. You sprint, grab that bullet, throw that bitch out the window, get back to your spot. Like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah,
you just changed the whole time. You like, all right, good, we did the thing.
Right.
So I'm choosing time stop.
I tried to play devil's advocate again because I tried to go against what you were saying, but this is too easy. It's definitely time stop.
Yeah,
it's definitely, it has to be time stop, right? Like
it makes the most sense to me.
It does. Like, I'm sorry, Steve. Again, you didn't get us to debate it or argue it. I tried, but I couldn't. Time stop is the only one that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even with your like, there's no limit to how much you could do it. It's still. Like, no, time stop. I'm stopping the motherfucking stop. I'm stopping the time.
Yes, for sure.
Because if you think about it, go back to Bungo. Bungo is the whole future thing. It's essentially that. So maybe it can stop something, but 5 seconds just isn't long enough.
Yeah.
It isn't long enough.
You would need to see, like 5 seconds, you can, if you time stop 5 seconds, that feels like more than enough time, depending like what the situation is, right? If you stopped at the right time. Seeing into the future 5 seconds don't feel like enough.
Let's do this real quick. We're going to do 5 seconds of silence right about now. Hey, that's actually kind of long.
Yeah. And that's like, yo, I sprinted to the room, grabbed my wife and like, all right, we in this bitch. That's like, you know.
Yeah. It's actually kind of long. That's kind of a long time. That's dope. All right, the homie Zay, aka Zay Pika or ZAPICA, says this is a good question. Let me go back to it because I'm a doofus.
Calling doofus on the timeline. Y'all hear this? Call Polo a doofus on the timeline. See what he said.
I love it. It's a great word. All right, he said, if you're writing an anime or a manga, what would the genre be? And if it's a combative type, what's your main character's ability? Back to life after death is off the damn table.
Yeah, because that shit hurts.
Fuck that. No, we never doing that. I would never do a return by death type of power. That shit is just fucking pain and suffering.
You first on this one.
This is so hard for me, man. And I thought about this as soon as you asked the question. I'm like, fuck, because I just don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just do a comparison. If I write a manga or an anime, it'll be something like Mission Yozakura Family, something with deep story, great character progression, and like some dope action too.
A little bit of a tortured soul for the main character. A little bit,
yeah, a little bit of suffering, but not too much. No, it's real bad for him in Mission Yozakura Family.
It is. It's harsh.
But yeah, that something like that. If you're not familiar, check out Mission Yozakura Family. It came out last year. It's a good manga. I gotta pick it back up. I stopped at chapter 26, so I'm probably gonna read
a lot further now.
Yeah, it's like 40 something chapters now. So that's a good one. That would be something like that though. It's a great story. Again, I'm not good at this kind of thing because I just don't have the time to think.
Yeah. So I'm in the middle of writing like a manga-esque story for myself anyway. My main character, the world itself is like everyone has a shadow that has granted them powers that was given to them through this like giant pillar that erects from the ground. And the shadows kind of correlate to how your personality is. And my main character, he has two shadows, one that is evil and essentially grants him strength, and the other one that is technically his best friend that he accidentally kills.
Oh shit. Damn.
So that's the only spoiler you'll get from my storyline. But yeah, that's what I would write, man. It's gonna be a battle kind of thing, where obviously you're fighting the guy who seems objectively like the bad guy and doing things that seems objectively bad or would obviously seem bad. And then your main character who is combating and fighting against and trying to become better.
Is he the only one with two shadows?
Yeah, you gotta have one thing that makes him special.
Of course.
But, well, technically he's not the only one in the story, but, you know, it's him and the main bad guy.
I see. Dope. That's a dope idea. Maybe one day I'll put something together and actually come up with something tangible. But it's something I never thought about doing. Ever.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a consumer.
You are a great consumer. And you're a great review of the consumption you do.
That I can do. Thanks, Zay. I appreciate it though, bro. As always. Let's see here. We got, speak of the devil, _Rob J at _Rob J says, what is the worst job y'all ever had?
Oh yeah. Worst job I ever had, easily Steak and Shake. I used to come home smelling like onion rings. Didn't even have onion rings that day.
Oof.
Like old grease. I used to get hit on by men and women all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. Shit used to be funny. Those stories, hilarious.
Shit was not funny.
Wait, didn't we witness that one time when we all came up there?
Bro, come on, man. But and the only thing that was not bad about it was that I made crazy money. Like,
right, tip wise, yeah.
It was just like I was making like easy like cash every day. And
you remember that one time me, you, and Javon went up to IHOP? It was like after you got off of work one day, and one of the waitress ladies didn't want to seat our table, but somebody else came and scooped us up, and she was real nice, and you tipped her like a whole lot of money. Like,
yes, bro. All the time. That was my thing, especially because I was a waiter at that time. Yeah. It was like, boom, here you go, bro. Because so I remember the day Will Smith came to that Steak and Shake that we had, and I wasn't there. I was so fucking mad. Will Smith came to our Steak and Shake that I worked at, and he left like a dumb tip. Like, first of all, why are you coming to Steak and Shake, bro?
Hey,
you
man.
ain't rented out or nothing. You just came and chilled. And he literally, like, I remember they said it was like a $500, $600 tip.
Jesus
and it
Christ.
was like only one person took the table, but it was like 12 people there. So normally when it's like a table of like 12, it's got to be like 2 or 3 people helping them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, nah, man, I got this by myself. Go out there, help them, get everything done. $600, $500 tip. I'm like,
it's crazy.
That's fire for one day. Not considering that's not the only table you took, and we didn't have to split our tips with nobody. So it was crazy. Some days the money we made.
That's live. All right, worst job for me is I was 14, 15 years old. I was my brother had this job with my mother's friend who cleaned offices at nighttime, basically like a janitor type thing. So I think it was like Friday or Saturday or something like that, he'll take us out to these offices and we'll clean them, and he'll toss us. It was only 2 hours. He'll toss us $20 an hour. So it was like, well, me $20 an hour, and for me, a young me was like, yo, this is incredible. All I'm doing is cleaning up shit. Mm-hmm. But one time I had to clean up the women's bathroom. It was my turn to clean the women's bathroom. And I go to clean the women's bathroom, and it was excuse me, I'm a little traumatized, so forgive me for being a little blown back in this story. But I had to clean the women's bathroom, unfortunately, and it was a murder scene. Somebody died. It was blood everywhere. It made me, for the rest of my life, well, up until I was a full grown adult, hate the word period. Like, I just hated it. I always wanted to throw up. I couldn't stand the thought of it. I just said that twice in a row, but I was traumatized, bro. I hated it. Every time I heard that word, I wanted to throw up after that, because it looked like somebody took their pad, rubbed it on the wall, rubbed it on the seats, rubbed it on the floor. And this is an office full of grown ass people, by the way. I'm like, how does this even happen?
It had to be a customer. It had to be.
It was an office building. It was these people, they worked in this cubicle set office. So all they did was answer phone calls and whatever.
That's crazy. Never, bro.
I'm about to fucking puke thinking about it.
I'm so sorry you had to deal with that.
It was terrible.
I've seen it before too, though.
Awful, man. Awful.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
We also have a question from the birthday girl herself. Let's
go. I was going to say Skylar's birthday happened, but go ahead.
The reason why Scuba Steve exists anyway. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, Steve.
You're right.
No, Skylar, which is Scuba Steve's daughter, asked us, what is our favorite theme song and where is it from? We talk about this a lot, and I think mine's changed a lot. But this, I'm gonna play it now. Because I have to play it now. It's from Bleach. We're listening to it right now in the background. But this song, literally every time it come on Bleach, just does something to me. And I don't know what it is. It's their timing or whatever the case may be. It's called Precipice of Death. Timing. Yeah, Precipice of Death or something like that. And it's just incredible. Incredible. All right. Thanks, Tajay, for putting that in the background. Anyway, what about you, Tel?
So I say this every time we get asked this question. Opening intros, it's got to be Let Me Hear from Parasite the Maxim. Yes. Otherwise, it's Puppets from Parasite, because it literally is just the hardest shit I've ever heard in my life.
If you haven't watched Parasite, please do. It's worth the watch, even though the ending was a little rough, but it's still worth the watch. It's such a great show. I'm very adult, like a lot of gore. So Skylar, if you don't like gore, well, you watch Kill or Kill, or no, yeah,
I Can Make
God Kill. Sorry,
if you
watch that, then you can watch this. So check it out. It's on Netflix. So yeah, that's a beautiful soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Super dubsteppy though.
Yeah, and I know you don't like that, but some of the songs weren't dubsteppy. Some of them like I remember the one little love scene that they had episode where the chick didn't even last long in the show.
Yeah, she was gone.
She was gone, bro. But shit was like sad. They had some like the music just hit right. Like I just think they had great timing for their songs, but they had like a whole album though. Like it was like 14 tracks, and each of them was used for different moments.
Yeah, it was great. That was a great soundtrack though. I just want to throw this out there, random. I know, Crystal, this is your reminder. Watch The Silent Voice. All right, just watch it. I just need that. I just need that thread real bad.
Right though, we need that thread.
When I was looking for the questions, I saw her pop up on the timeline, and it was a thread about her talking about how she's gonna watch Fire Force and Misfits tomorrow. I'm gonna need that A Silent Voice thread, and in the Clannad thread whenever you recover from a silent voice. So, I just need it because this is gonna be gold.
Speaking of recovery, when we talk about ReZero, I want to talk about one of our good friends over from Anime.
Oh yeah.
Watching ReZero.
That's a joy. That brings me joy.
It brings me joy and sadness to see someone in so much pain.
Yep, suffering, straight suffering. Let's talk about Bleach, man.
Let's do it,
dude. So you got to about where?
They're fighting around car number 5, and Nell just basically body bagged them for the most part. I don't know if he's completely beat yet, but Nell was like, "Nah, this is my fight, and I'm gonna handle this." And she just started dogging him, and I was like, "That's crazy." I mean, I knew Nell was raw anyway, but like
the whole ass waifu.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna body bag him because when he was talking about how he beat her, how he had to sneak up on her and hit her to like take her out, was like, yo, that's wild. But if Nell was always this like super nice, loving Arrancar from the beginning, this Espada that was like super friendly and was like this annoying kind of happy person, to me, I'm just like, I can see why that would be irritating for an Espada. Like,
but she wasn't.
Yeah.
And they when you get further, you see that she was not.
Yeah,
she was actually a demon.
Yeah,
she was a straight demon. But nah, fuck. I'm gonna just say this: she doesn't body him.
She don't body bag him.
Nah, she doesn't body bag him. When you see who does though, you can be like, hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah. It gets so fucking good after that.
It's gonna be Grimjaw.
No, it's always been good after that, but like it gets even fucking better. It
keeps getting better.
It keeps fucking getting better.
That's the one thing about Bleach so far. I had to say it is really good. It is still better than I thought it was.
100%. Okay? So we talked, and you always said, even on our episode with Blanime, you always said that Grimjaw was your favorite, and you was upset when they did him in. Why?
So I still vibe with Grimjaw now, but I don't think I vibe with him like I did when I was younger. Right? So I love his character design to start off with.
Yep.
I do like his demeanor where like his only objective is to be strong, right? That's what he wants. And I mean, essentially that's what the Arrancar are born out of, is like a need to be strong, a need to be an individual. I love that. I still vibe with that. But I'm looking at his character now and I'm just like, I don't think that he qualifies for one of my top tier villains anymore. Do I still think he's a pretty decent villain? Yeah, I think he's decent. But do I think he's like top tier villain? He does not live up to Pain or Madara levels or Itachi levels or Obito levels.
What's funny is for those of you that don't have access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, the after story at patreon.mycheckwaifu.com, is we kind of talked about this because he said that, and then I said, damn, that's crazy, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what is it about Grimjaw? Because he's an average ass, I want to fight the strongest type of dude villain. Like it's basic as fuck. But then when I saw his little flashbacks with his form, I'm like, oh, that's why I liked him back then. Because his fucking form was dope as fuck. What is it, like a liger type thing? It was incredible.
My favorite animals are cheetahs and wolves. Those are my two favorite animals. And Grimjaw Jackerjack looks like a leopard.
A mixture of both. Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, I fucking love that dude. Like
that shit looks dope. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, other than that, he's super. Like when he died, I'm like, okay. It's mad average. Yeah, he's super average. And
I can feel that.
But every fucking Aizen is a demon, man. I keep saying it.
Aizen is top tier demon, like villain level. Like he is the man when it comes to villains. Like,
yeah, I never seen anything like it.
I'm not gonna say he's my favorite villain yet, but he is definitely like a whole other level when it comes to villain. Like Madara level of planning,
yeah,
and years of fucking work. Like the dude is a monster.
Yes, it's like a whole different tier of villainry that you don't see in anime a lot anymore. Like the Madaras and the Pains, you don't see those kind of villains. Like Pain villainry is the same as any other villainry, but put in such a fucking elegant way that you cannot help but
because Pain don't even feel like a villain for once you really hear his story.
Yeah, exactly.
Aizen is definitely still gonna be a villain.
100%.
Madara is definitely still gonna be a villain. For the most part, but it's like those are the kind of villains that like you almost have duality with those villains where it's like is that really villain? Like is that really like a villain level?
Rewind a bit. Madara was all about the infinite Tsukunomi, so he can put everybody in this world that isn't
idealist.
Because right now people are all just about fighting and power and control, and he's like, nah, I'm about to get rid of that shit. I'm about to control this shit, but I'm about to do it this way. And then he does the infinite Tsukunomi shit. So like that I think is a little bit more understandable. And then it goes deeper than that, obviously, because Madara gives some great speeches too. But man, Bleach is so good though. I see why the manga sales were as ridiculous as they were back in the day. Because I was talking
to a friend about the Bleach manga and how like there's so many different things that like they retconned in the manga that the anime I think they said fixed.
Wow, really?
Like, yeah, because like Ichigo and the Kaiden dude, you know, the dude who looks like Ichigo but has black hair. Ichigo is supposed to be his reincarnation.
Oh,
but he clearly gets eaten by a demon.
Right.
And they say that in the manga, but they didn't translate that over to the anime because it makes no sense for them to do that.
It doesn't.
And then he gets eaten by a demon.
Right. That wouldn't make sense at all.
Also, I think they talk about why Quincy's are hated by Soul Reaper so much, which is because Quincy's kill hollows, and hollows are supposed to die and become humans.
Right. And
humans die and become hollows. And when Soul Reapers die, they're supposed to become humans. And that's kind of like how it's supposed to work, right? Soul Reapers die, they can become hollows and they become humans. And that's how like they're supposed to like do that
keep the circle
transfer of like life. Like life is supposed to be your Soul Reaper, you die, become a human, you're human, you die, become a Soul Reaper. And in the manga, they give that whole story. In the anime, apparently they don't. And I'm just like, you know, they fix some things and leave some things out. I'm glad they didn't tell us that Kaiden and Ichigo are supposed to be reincarnations of each other. But if they did, it would have been like, that's stupid because dude got eaten by a demon.
Yeah.
And the demon still had his mind and body and stuff like that. So it makes no sense if Ichigo and Kaiden would be alive at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
That 100%. For me though, I am a lot farther. I just got to the Zanpakuto filler arc.
I'm about to start killing it.
231. It's fucking insane. Just even the thought of that. Now that I've watched as much Bleach as I watched, the thought of Zanpakutos manifesting themselves and fighting,
turning on their wielders,
and turning on their wielders is fucking insane when you see some of these Zanpakutos and Bankais and shit. Like
because. Like, we've seen them this entire time.
Yeah, 100%.
And seen what they could do, but then it's like, but this is how we wield ourselves. This is how we would handle it, right?
Oh my God. Rukia's fucking Zanpakuto is the best.
And it's like, incredible. Yo, why don't y'all... And I still say this to this point, is like, even Ichigo doesn't wield his Zanpakuto like how his Zanpakuto wields itself when they fight each other. It's like, why don't you give it a fucking try?
Right.
Just spin that bitch around, bro.
Yeah.
You got so much fucking string on that bitch and you ain't spinning it.
It's crazy. It's what's dope about this though, and spoilers for those of you that haven't seen this 25 years later. But the way the dude that's actually manifesting the Zanpakuto said, yo, the head dude in the Soul Society, his Zanpakuto wasn't having it. He was not about to trade on his master. So now,
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, we had to seal him away because he would just end this whole shit because them two would still be together. And that shit is so dope, man. I love this show.
Yamamoto has been labeled fucking ridiculous since the beginning of the show.
Man, this motherfucker put Aizen in a fire cage where I am right now. Unlike the canon story. It's fucking crazy. Like he said, hold on.
Yeah.
Aizen, you chill. Aizen's just like, you know what? I'm gonna chill because y'all ain't gonna win against them anyway. So he's just letting them do it. I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy. I can't wait to keep watching.
I wanted to say though, one of the things I really do like about Bleach that they consistently do is how they talk about like the spiritual pressure,
man,
and like the power, right? Now they talk about spiritual pressure a lot, spiritual power. They talk about it all the time. Every episode, there's something with spiritual power, spiritual pressure. And the one thing I always like is how they talk about how ridiculous Ichigo's spiritual pressure is to everybody. Yeah. Like everybody is like, yo, Ichigo's got some ridiculous spiritual pressure, but they talk about how he can't use it properly. Like how dude is trash at using his own power.
Look how long he had it though.
You're not wrong. Because it ain't even been a whole year yet. I don't think dude out here doing work.
Exactly.
But I also think that like, I love that like identification that they're making it known that every enemy he fights, regardless of who it is like, yo, what the fuck is up with his power?
As strange as it sounds though, I feel like spiritual pressure is more measurable than, well, because Dragon Ball Z only had the measurability of their power, like for like
until it hit.
Yeah, it's over 9,000, and that was it. They just stopped measuring it. Period. But this, I feel like you can get a good gauge of what their person's power is by talking the way they talk about spiritual pressure, the way they describe it, the way they emotionally feel when somebody's spiritual pressure, like
they treat it like gravity.
Yes, when Kenpachi pull up, oh my god, it's like it's heavy. It's so heavy. Yeah. It's wonderful, man. It's a good power system. It's a great world. It's a fucking wonderful, rememberable characters. Man.
I did want to say that I think spiritual pressure is almost like I would consider spiritual pressure like a presence, right? Like, because you know how like sometimes you walk around somebody and you're like, damn, yo, this person is kind of like it kind of feels heavy to be around this person. It's kind of like that's how I consider spiritual pressure to be, is like the actual presence of the person, and they kind of personify it or give it an actual weight in the show. Right. And they do a really good job at that, making it seem like a tangible thing.
Right. I love bouncing back and forth between the subs and dubs. I actually like the dubs better in Bleach than I do the subs. For people like what's his name? Rukia's brother. Byakuya. His voice is dope in dub. I can't stand Rukia on either or.
I can't stand Orihime on dubs, but on subs she sounds great.
Yeah, on subs she sounds fine.
I want to kick Nell in the fucking chin in subs. Throw her ass out the fucking window, bro.
Oh, that's funny. I can't stand the bear in subs either. Fucking Cone, whatever his name is. I can't stand him. But dubs, he's like, it fits a little bit better for me. I love this show though. I love this show.
Yeah, Zatch Bell.
Yeah, exactly. Let's what a great show. Let's make our announcement and then move on to the break. So for recommendations this week, we're going to both recommend Banana Fish because that is the show that we're reviewing next week for episode 65.
It's about to be fire.
It's about to be fire. So it's 24 episodes, Amazon Prime, or, other places. Check out Banana Fish. Amazon Prime. Watch it with us so we can review it next week when we review it on the second half of the show, as always. So just in case y'all don't get to watch it, there's that. But we're going to take this quick break and come back with Get to Know. Actually, you want to do Get to Know My Check Waifu right now?
If you're ready.
Yeah, let's do that because we're going to do it now because we're an hour and 3 minutes into the show already. So we're going to do Get to Know My Check Waifu. Then we're going to go into break. So let's do that. So for those of you that don't know this segment, one of us rolls a random number generator, and whatever number pops up, we read a question associated with that number in our docket, and we answer it here for y'all. Right, meow.
102 questions.
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. 53.
Question this week is most nerve-wracking anime ever. Great question.
I feel like we're going to talk about this later. Oh, man. What's your most nerve-wracking anime ever?
That's for you. I asked the question, bro.
Okay. My most nerve-wracking anime ever is ReZero. Because some episodes just fucking destroy you, bro.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it when we come back from the break more. But there's those moments where it's like, you don't really know what the next scenario is or how to make this scenario better.
Yes.
And to me in itself, that is like scratching at the brain with a needle. And you're like, how do I do this? How do I make this? How do I survive this scenario? And you don't. Yeah. you just
I have to piggyback off of that. I have another answer, but I have to piggyback off of that because you're absolutely right. There's, you know how when you watch anime, you can kind of predict, like fucking SAO, as I love the show to death. I can predict every fucking thing that's going to happen though. Like you can just do that with SAO. Mm-hmm. But with ReZero, I just don't know. Like I'm sitting here every time I watch it saying out loud by myself in my office, what the fuck is about to happen? Like what is going on? And I said, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just giving these like fucking verbal expressions that are audible. And I'm by myself. I'm talking to nobody. Nobody's watching this shit with me. But I audibly shout shit when I'm watching ReZero. It's so fucking stressful and nerve-wracking. I understand completely. But mine is going to have to be the Yuzaki-chan show. Mm-hmm. That show fucking pisses me off. And that's nerve-wracking in a nerve-wracking way. Like,
it's just like irritating.
Yeah, like leave him the fuck alone. This loner wants to be a loner, and this girl just will not let him be a loner. But now it's getting to the point where he's starting to be like, okay, thanks for doing this because now I'm having fun, and I wouldn't have fun. So I'm like, oh shit.
Okay.
So
it'll be less nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm feeling it a lot more. But from the start of the show, he kept saying, "Look, I just want to be alone. This is the life I want to live. Let him live that life." Let people live the life they want to live, no matter if you agree with it or not. That's the moral of that story. And I just can't stand.
As long as they're not hurting nobody, that's all that matters.
Exactly. And I just can't stand when people try to control somebody else's life. So that's just me. But no, this is ReZero is the perfect answer for that one, dude. Wow. Anyway,
only other anime I would say is nerve wracking is what Made in Abyss. And that's only because we don't have a season 2 yet.
God, how nerve wracking, dude.
If you gave me a season 2, it'll be less nerve wracking.
Straight up. Another good answer. All right, let's take this quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk full spoilers of the summer anime that we've currently been watching. And to tell you the truth, we're gonna dive deep. So stick around. Yeah. We'll be right back right after these. And welcome back to episode 64 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. The song we use today is another joint that someone sent us. It's from Palicano again. It's called We Could Be Glorious. Fantastic song, super chill. I really like his stuff, man. I really do a lot. It's dope music. Make sure y'all check it out. His links is in the show notes, and it will be in the description of the video version of the podcast as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also in the show notes. We appreciate that very, 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 very much. Let's get right into the spoiler talk. The first one we starting off with is the great ReZero. Shout out to Unbothered Mike for actually watching it. He's enjoying it. He got up to episode 15. I think he's further.
He might be further now.
Okay. I haven't listened to the later. Did he talk about it on Blind Anime?
Not yet, but he tweeted out because he was tweeting about ReZero and talking about how he wasn't really. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was along the lines that he wasn't 100% feeling it. Like it was still like.
He said it was
like he was comparing Subaru's deaths to Goku. Like you can't compare Goku. You can't talk about Goku dying when Subaru dies like this.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Like that.
No, yeah, that's a whole different type of thing, though.
Yeah, and I was like, well, let me know when you get to episode 15 then. And as soon as he hit episode 15 and finished that shit, he tweeted me. I was like, I'm done. I was like, yo, it's the worst, right?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
You cannot. There's no way in hell you can compare Goku to Subaru. But I understand the notion he's trying to make with that.
It's absolute torture in episode 15 of season 1 of ReZero when you see how Subaru dies and the whole everything. Like it takes that whole Subaru dies to a whole new level.
Which one is that one?
That's when Rem gets twisted and tortured.
Yep. Okay. That's why I'm glad I used that GIF.
Yeah, that's the breaking point.
Yep.
Where everyone kind of changes on the inside when watching that show.
Yep.
And I think that's when he just started saying the show is heavier than he was able to deal with mentally at that time.
Yeah,
so,
and it gets even fucking crazier than that. Like, as we know, I've watched this show so many times. I think this is the anime I watched the most ever in my entire life.
I'd have to second that one. I think outside of Chivalry, this is the anime I've probably watched more than any other anime. But I also wanted to say this new episode.
Episode 33.
How do you feel about it?
It was so great, man. It
had the same vibe as episode 15 with like less death. But it was like it was the same vibe, but it was like there was happiness in this episode almost too, you know, almost not. I'm not gonna say happiness.
No, it was still,
but like a sign of relief almost.
Yes, that's it. I think you're exactly right. This is episode 15-esque fucking type shit because not only did we have, Rem. I like Rem not as much as I like Ram. No, I like Ram not as much as I like Rem, but Ram is cool. What happened to Ram is fucked up. What happened to the villagers destroyed me.
I wasn't expecting Garfield to go hard like that. And I actually, it gave like the greatest fucking vibe though. Like Garfield turned all the way up.
Yep.
But like,
him waking up with that necklace though, and it's whatever the fuck that was. And then those bunnies, like what happened? What was that?
I think what it looks like is, you know how when in episode 15, when there was the moment of the snow, right?
Yep.
It shows like I think like there's a change in the world, maybe, right? Like the snow is impactful because for no other reason have we ever really seen snow in this show. It always has something to do with like Puck.
Puck, yeah.
So we don't know if Puck is back or if there's some kind of change in the world, but we haven't seen Puck this entire season.
Yeah.
Puck has not come out to help Amelia in any way, shape, or form. And to me, that was a sign that like maybe Amelia failed and Puck had to come and say, you know what, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah, but what would the bunnies have to do with Puck?
I think they were just like a symbolism for the beast in general, you know, like that he needed to die to be reborn again.
Yeah.
And I think that the bunnies themselves weren't like a direct correlation to like anything other than the fact that it blended with the white, you know?
So for me, and I'm going to tell you what I thought, because I did have a thought about this. He woke up out of the same jail cell that he was in, that Garfield put him in, right? Mm-hmm. I got a feeling those bunnies symbolized what would happen if they don't properly do this test, right? And they just try to leave the sanctuary. Yeah. Or, you know, disobey the rules of the sanctuary. This is possibly what's going to happen. These bunnies.
Or fail.
Yeah. Or even fail. It's going to eat up everything because there was nobody around. The shit was in ruins. It was gone. It was just, that's it. I think that was that part of the world. That's my personal thought. But there's no fucking way to tell.
They reminded me of, what's her name? The girl that was working with Garfield, the little quiet girl that was said she was 100 years old. What's her name? Yeah. They reminded me, like, as soon as I saw them, I was like, is that like her true form? Because she's also not a full anything. Because if you're half anything in this world, or in this ruins, you can't leave. Yeah. So she's clearly a half beast or half something. Elf. So that could have been her true form, or we don't know. But yes, I did see the symbolism with that. It's like, this is obviously going to be the ruin of the town or this area if you don't succeed, or if you try and just leave. And it doesn't necessarily mean that Subaru is going to be the one to specifically have that issue. Right. But we also now know that Garfield does 100% have vision over basically everything. I don't know if it's just like he can just sense what's in the woods or not, but you can't really, like, I guess they can't really get away from Garfield.
Yeah, he's a demon. He's a demon level villain or whatever he is. I don't even know if
he's not even a villain though, right? Like,
the world of fucking ReZero is crazy, man. It's just so crazy. Yeah.
Every moment, like, someone could be the good guy or the bad guy, but it's like, I don't think Garfield is necessarily a bad guy. I still don't trust Roswell. No, Roswell. I don't trust him in the slightest, bro.
It's been like this for fucking ever, too. We just don't know. And you know what pisses me off about this entire thing? Is that we're only getting 12 episodes and it's broken up into halves and we're not getting the other half until next year. That blows me. I mean, it's January, so it's not that far away, actually.
It's not, but this show is just too intense to like take that kind of break.
You can't have us, man.
And then I'm gonna have to rewatch everything, and I'm gonna have to deal with all the sadness and stuff 100%. Over again.
All over again.
So, how did you feel with our boy Subaru being able to say, "I return by death"?
Again, like you said, a sigh of relief, man. I was like, I held my breath when he was about to say it. Right, I held my breath again, like I do in this fucking show all the time. And then it was gone. It was in this. I saw his face, and then this witch became my second favorite next to Rim. Like, I love her so much. I just, she's great.
Is she? So it couldn't. I immediately was like, you the one now. Yeah, I like you. Now you not Rim.
No.
I want you to know that you not Rim Echidna, but you have now made it on the list of like. You up there, you cool. I would rock with you.
Yep. It goes Rem, her, and then Petra for me.
Yeah.
I don't like Beatrice. Mike don't like Beatrice, I suppose.
Yeah, I would put Beatrice at number 3. But
above Petra?
Yeah.
And her adorableness.
I love Beatrice though.
I love Beatrice too.
I love everything about her personality, even though she's kind of rude, but I just feel like that's okay. That's your personality.
That's all right.
But yeah, bro, that moment in itself kind of like had me shook. Yeah, because I was the same as you. Like when I saw him like get ready to say it, and you know how normally every time he gets ready to say I return by death, he creeps up and he feels like his chest. He's about to stop, and that even it's kind of like they talk about maybe when he decides that there's something he wants to live for, he'll no longer die. But it's like,
yeah.
The whole idea in itself is just like, the fact that he can finally get that sigh of relief and he can finally talk about this is what happens in my life. And she's like, I've seen it all already. I've already seen everything you've been through, but I don't know what it feels like. So can you tell me? I want you to tell me your experience. And I'm just like, I can't fucking deal with this show right now, bro. Yo, I had to rewatch it.
That shit was so good, man.
I went and rewatched it because it was too much for me.
It's I can't rewatch it until I have to do the whole rewatch again because it's too much. It's too much. But again, like I said on Twitter, it just showed with this episode again why this is like one of our greatest shows of all time. Like it's justifiably easily top 2. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be mad if someone said this is their number 1. 100%.
Because it makes so much fucking sense.
100%, bro. Ugh. I can't wait for more, man. I need it to hurry up.
Right. We're going to finish this half of the season and be like, where's my next 12, 13 at?
All right, what's next?
Oh, what you want to jump to next?
I guess we could talk about FF, Fire Force. Flamey Ink.
So, right. So these two, like I said on Twitter, when ReZero, I log into Twitter and ReZero and Fire Force ain't trending, something's wrong. Yo. And I'm not talking about like storyline here. I just think that Flaming Ink should have trended. Like,
I thought it was, to be honest. I saw so much on the timeline.
I didn't see it at all.
I saw it so much, bro. It was all over the place.
At all. And I'm just like, yo, why is like Ogun went off.
Straight up. He threw hands.
He threw hands, literally. He slam dunked dude like
7 times.
That shit was intense. And I will say it did get a little repetitive because all he was doing was the JoJo nonstop. Yeah. But he was saying what, damn, something like that. Yeah, but either way.
I kept saying to myself during this, like, Shinro, do something, you idiot. Fly up to the fucking turnocle or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, Tarbuncle.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. Just fly up there and go inside or something. Do something, bro. You just standing there while he's literally throwing down.
He is putting in work.
Even Takamaki was fucking trying to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So this episode, I would actually say it's not like my favorite episode of Fire Force.
It isn't mine either.
I really enjoyed Ogun going off. Yes, like they gave him that spotlight to shine. And it was very urban-esque, but it was hard as fuck. And it also showed that like Shinra ain't the only one with power, bro. Like, nah, they got some mad power out here.
They said that Ogun's power was on par with the captain of Squad 1.
Yeah, like, which was, and they said obviously it's not sustainable like his, but the fact that he could do that, even get that far, is crazy. And I was like, why he taking his shirt off? But when he took his shirt off and he inked up and like the eyes turned red, that shit was the hardest shit. I was like, I can't believe
from the tattoos and shit. I'm like, oh, that shit's off.
And that was hard. Now
it's crazy because this is my least favorite episode with the best moment though.
Yeah, and I just think that like,
and again, least favorite episode don't mean this episode was bad. I don't think that at all.
Yeah, I just think the pacing of this episode itself, like how you said, we were waiting for Shinra to do something. It was like they made Shinra wait around too long, and it kind of played on the Ogun thing too much. Yeah, like the Ogun hype was definitely cool. Like I was okay with the hype. It was dope. But they played on it a little bit too much. Like I didn't need to see Ogun do the double 3 times. I just needed him. I was cool with seeing it twice. And I was cool with him dunking dude 4 times.
And the fact that they even pointed out like, hey, Shinra, do something. He's like, oh, I am. I guess at that time, if you look at it like this, okay, Shinra was in his Adola Link mode, I guess. He could have been talking to Grace at the time, but they didn't portray that well enough for me to even believe that. So yeah.
Because to me, it looked like he was just turned around looking up like that.
Exactly. The entire time. While everybody else and was just throwing down around him. That shit didn't make any sense. But
no
other
matter
than
how
that,
much I love Shinra, we gotta be objective. We gotta be real.
Straight up.
Shinra was low key like useless this episode.
yeah, what the fuck was that all about? It was
bro.
weird.
But even like the demon, the infernal demon, he was raw. Like the actual like the spinning the scythe and it turns into like this vacuum and pulls you in and blows you away. That shit was hard, bro.
Yes,
like they have such good, like, I guess, creativity with one source of power,
right.
Fire. Like, there's creativity in that alone. And it's just ridiculous that they even can build off of this like that. I get amazed sometimes watching this show.
It's a fantastic show. We've been standing this since the beginning of time. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It was great. I need this other episode to do more though.
Yeah, I need Shinra to actually step his game up. No, I was hyped that she was but so I don't even know what's really gonna happen though, because she said she only give him 1 second of grace.
He said 1 second is all I need.
And that was hype. That was hype in itself. But I think if it was only gonna be 1 second, they could have gave us that 1 second this episode with all of the procrastinating they did.
Yeah, that's what only reason why this is my least favorite episode is because of that procrastination. I feel like it was just dragging just to drag, just because they wanted to fill the time. But you know what? I'm fine. They deserve it. you know, they deserve one.
They can have one, because to me, Fire Force hasn't really had like any actually like bad episodes.
No,
I said, it still isn't a bad episode. It's just it dragged.
I really can't think of a bad episode of Fire Force other than it. I mean, again, it's not even bad. I can't think of one at all.
Not even when Tamaki clothes pop off and everybody got mad because of the fan service.
Stop it. That 5 seconds don't determine an episode, man.
That's crazy. I thought it did.
Fucking internet. Gosh, this is people, and then people on Twitter like, it's justified, man. She takes away from the moment. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You don't know how ridiculous you look sometimes. Anyway, I'm going on. Let me chill. All right, next up on the list, bro. What we got here?
Misfit Demon King?
Yes,
or which one?
Yes, let's do Misfit. Again, man, I don't know. I don't understand how this show isn't missing either. It isn't missing.
They don't miss, yes.
They decided to go to which I didn't know that this was a whole nother place. Mm-hmm. The Heroes Academy. Mm-hmm. With some more fucking interesting story beats. Mm-hmm. that we thought we knew. We had no fucking idea. But I mean, we know what's the name? Driga dude.
Oh, the
Jarga is his name. He's not the hero dude, but he's the one that probably killed the hero that they were talking about in this episode and created these quote unquote reincarnations. So he's the one that's going against everything and training the new reincarnated heroes to go against the demon academy, essentially. Yeah.
And I think how they placed it though is like anyone with a source is going to be revived in like this demon / hero world. And the hero has 7 sources. So technically it's supposed to be 7 of him that get revived. And then I guess they come together eventually as one. I'm not sure how that works. But apparently also 3 of his sources were completely destroyed.
Yeah, by the Draga dude.
Yeah. And that's interesting enough because like,
do you think he's the deviant dude?
He could be.
I think so.
The only reason I find that interesting is because Anos wasn't. I don't know if he was able, but he didn't destroy any of his sources. So to imagine that someone destroyed his sources would mean that they're certainly targeting Anos and his legacy through the heroes and the demons.
Right. Because
the hero had vowed to obviously uphold his side of the bargain with Anos. And to see the heroes, the reincarnations, kind of like see Anos and not really know what's happening, also felt like, so y'all not really the real deal.
They not the real deal, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, because they made it a point to show that flashback of Anos and the hero going at it again, and the hero's butler basically trying to sow the seeds of hey, he's killed people, families, and then Anos was like, hey, y'all motherfuckers killed my family too. Like, this it's the same shit. But in the hero's mind, like him being controlled by the Draga dude or whatever his name is, I think he's like the main source of this entire encompassing story, which I find to be super dope.
Yeah. Or they could just be leading us astray and it'd be somebody entirely different.
Again, they could be. You're absolutely right.
But that is our obvious like go-to right now for who we think is probably the bad guy. Now,
we only got a few more episodes, like 3.
Yeah, we got a few more episodes. They'll be tying it up in what? 4 more episodes? 13? Yeah. Now this episode to me, it was more like just really good backstory.
Yes. After
like we just had all this extra hype and BS. And they get to work alongside the heroes this time because they're going to take a test with them. We'll see how the heroes' magic works a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Which is weird because their magic works completely different than the demon's magic because their magic comes from other people's magic who amplifies their. It's a weird.
Yeah, like the demon's magic, I think they work together to use one magic, whereas the hero's magic, they work together to give one hero more power.
Yeah, which is crazy. This world building has been insane.
And that was a cool concept. As soon as I saw that, it was like, so it's the same concept for their magic, but it works differently because they are heroes and demons. Like literally, it makes sense that they would not have the same magic and it wouldn't operate the same. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. And that the humans develop magic to counter heroes directly. Like heroes or demons build castles. The heroes have power to destroy the castle. That's how their power works. And the demons try and have a castle strong enough to not be destroyed. So, I mean, that concept itself, right off the bat, I was like, yo, whoever wrote that was like, let's do something dope. And I was like, I appreciate that.
Yes,
like that was different. That's dope. I like that concept.
It's so creative. The whole thing is so creative. And then again, the way Anos is as a character, from the way he maxed down Sasha to the way he just commands a fucking room. It's a character I needed because I get tired of seeing the same protagonist who's nervous about this, who's scared to talk to women and shit. Like I get tired of that particular character. This is the perfect, like, overpowered, like, I haven't used this word in years, but his swag is just there.
he but it makes sense though. And it's like, you know how like normally the overpowered characters are, like you said, Ainz Goon. He was still nervous about his own power. Like he didn't know how it worked, right? Anos is like, I know my power. Yep. I know my limitations. I know what I can do. And I know I can't be stopped.
Yep.
And he just lives up to that. And he's not like overdoing it. He's just like you said, he's confident. Mm-hmm. I don't have a reason to not be. And it's dope.
And he's a good dude. Like, he's just a good dude.
He's tired of thousands and thousands and thousands of years of fighting humans and not getting anywhere.
Yep.
It also makes sense. It's like, yo, why have I been fighting humans and angels and shit for all this time? And I'm just like, bro, can we stop fighting?
Let's bring the peace.
My parents been dead for 4,000 years, man.
And he's all about the peace. I love that shit too.
Right. He gives you a chance and then you fuck it up. And he blow you away.
Straight up. It's a great concept, man. Wonderful, wonderful concept. What's next? Is that it?
No. We got Rent-A-Girlfriend and Sword Art.
Sword Art. Yeah, duh. I'm tripping.
What you want to do first?
Let's do Sword Art.
All right.
And then finish off with Rent-A-Girlfriend.
All right.
Sword Art is so power of friendship. It's fucking hilarious. But you know what? I ain't even mad.
So was this the final episode?
No. We got 2 more.
2 more?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to find it. Let's see. There it is. Because we got 2 more. No, that's 3 more. 9, 10, 11. 3 more.
Oh yeah. No, episode 9 is airing in 5 days. Yeah, you're right.
So obviously we predicted this, I think.
It's easy to do that though.
But I will say I really enjoyed the ending of this episode only because of like the implications To me, it reminds me a lot of Futurama, how they ended with Fry and Leela spending eternity together and saying, you know what, I wouldn't mind giving it another go with you. That shit was like heartwarming. I was like, I gotta love this show. For y'all who don't know, Futurama is my favorite animated show ever. I know it's ridiculous, but I fucking love that show. But that's kind of like the vibe I got from this. But let's talk about how Kirito actually popped off. I still consistently enjoy the utilization of how to use Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't,
but I wish that they had used him less. Like,
yes, okay. So we're on the same
like
page.
that. I'm not. I like him not physically being there. I like him being there in spirit, but I feel like it should have been more like, hey, I thought of Yu-Gi-Oh, and not the manifestation of Yu-Gi-Oh.
It got on my goddamn nerves. I'm not gonna lie. It was too much. It was way too much of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was
why was he the strongest factor in you defeating the enemy?
That didn't make any fucking sense to me. Your strongest factor is always and always will be Asuna.
Yeah.
Why is Yu-Gi-Oh the reason why you haven't?
And the only reason I justify Yu-Gi-Oh being it is because basically he's lived an entirely new life in this world from him having to rebuild his mind from that poison that he was hit with, right? So he's basically been a child in this world and grown up all the way to where he is now in this world. So Yu-Gi-Oh to him is like a lifelong friend for the most part. Now, does that mean that like if he's lived, let's say 30 years in human world, like years, like 16 in real world and 15, 16 in this world, he still has like a whole nother life that he would remember. He just has a lot of experience in this world as well. So to me, I get the utilization of Yu-Gi-Oh being like a mainstay factor, but I would have actually preferred if like Alice was a stronger factor.
Yes.
Which it still makes more sense that Yu-Gi-Oh is the factor over Alice, but I would also have said Asuna. Like Asuna should have been the anchor. Like, yo, I need to get back to my baby. Like, let's do this. Let's get wild out here. If I'm gonna chop dude up, let me make sure I'm getting back to Asuna.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was overdone. The Yu-Gi-Oh thing was way overdone. Now, the very first time they used Yu-Gi-Oh was just 2 episodes ago, I believe, when he froze everybody. I think that was perfect. That should have been it. When the sword came back and it was here, it should have been done. But him coming back to basically hold the sword after his arm was cut the fuck off, him hold the sword for Kirito, and it is basically him coming with the other blade and they doing it together. Like that shit was so Power Rangers that it pissed me off. Like I'm like, okay, all right. I just
Power Rangers.
I just kept saying, okay, all right. This whole episode, you know how I audibly said to ReZero, what the fuck is going on? I said, with this one, I'm over it. Okay, that's enough, goddammit. But you know what? I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm not mad because I still enjoyed Sword Art. Again, I know Sword Art is going to be this because what it's made for. It's the shonen of all shonen that's made for the young boy TV type. Well, no, not even this one because they cutting off arms and legs and shit. Yeah. So maybe not anymore, but that's how it was initially presented. Yeah, I still love it though. I still love it all the same.
Yeah. Now I will say, insane. I don't think this is done. Like I think they still got to deal with the bad guy again.
You think so?
So they got to deal with something because first of all,
well, in real life, that's what they have to deal with.
Well, I think it's 3 episodes left. I think
that's all real life.
I think Asuna and him are gonna have to fight somebody right before they leave.
No, they were already supposed to be gone. I think the time is up.
Well, they're gonna be there for 200 years.
I know.
And I did like that. That was the part that I was meaning I liked is the fact that Asuna never left.
Yep.
She said she decided, fuck it. But he not gonna. I'm gonna stay here with you for this 200 years in our mind, even though it's only really a split second in the real world. It's 200 years in our mind, and that it went from Kirito can't survive. The odds of Kirito surviving, we talked about this last week, 200 years by himself in his mind is going to be a big fucking struggle. And he was sitting down preparing for that. And then Asuna walks out. And that shit to me was like, that's loving.
Touched. Yeah,
that shit that was a thug tier. At least it was for me.
Straight
and
up.
I was like, okay, Asuna, you a real one. And I just hope that y'all still love each other after this 200 years of being together. Because if y'all come out and be like, look, I don't ever want to see you again.
All right. Quick prediction from your boy. Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
The last 3 episodes is going to be mostly Real World popping off. I think their daughter, is that her name? I forget her name. Whatever her name is. The daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be the one that pulls them out. Doing some back end shit that they don't know about. They're like, oh, Kirito and Asuna is stuck now. We're sad, but she's gonna pull them out, and then the Real World shit for the last 2 episodes is gonna pop off.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be dope because guns and shit. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Guns and violence.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
yeah, like how they gonna get Kirito and them out of there?
Yep.
Is the fucking SWAT team on the outside finally gonna raid the building and save them?
Yep.
Find out next episode of Sword Art Online Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to fight something. I like that though. I like that because I could definitely see Yui coming and is like, hey y'all got to get out of here. But I still think they're gonna spend some time in there. I think they're gonna be in there. Yeah. Then they're gonna be in there for like 10, 15 years at least. Like they're gonna be in there for some time.
You think so?
Yeah, they're gonna be in there for some time. Like, cause it don't make no sense. If they said that if you didn't make it out in time, the reality is that you're gonna be in there for 200 years. It's gonna seem like 200 years, even though it's really just gonna be a split second.
Yeah.
Like that's because they accelerated it so fast.
Yeah. Like
the only way for that to not happen is for Yui to come in there, like you said, and say, yeah, I'm gonna slow this down and not make it so that it's not that fast. And we can just spend, like, you guys want to spend a year together? Yeah, let's spend a year together. I'll make a whole fantasy world for us and shit like that. But that's the only way I see it happening. But I don't think that would be fair to the watchers. So right. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Nah, I don't think so.
Like we want to see that there is a repercussion for this battle. I don't want Asuna and Kirito to just get out of it too easy, but I don't want it to be harsh.
Right.
I want it to be like, if they do the whole 200 years in there and they come out of there, they're getting married like tomorrow. If they don't get married after being together 200 years, they need to actually just go ahead and tie that knot. Just like, look, bro, I know I'm 2 years older than you, Kirito, but you're going to have to take this.
Anyway, let's go to Rent a Girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, you were right in the after story when you said this one was more funny.
Yeah.
Not much to it. So
this episode, the only thing that disappointed me about this episode was the fact that I wanted his girlfriend, quotations,
Ruka.
I wanted Ruka to be like behind him, even though he was like behind Mizuhara.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be behind Chizuru or Chizuru and be like, yo, like I saw you doing this all day and I got questions. And I wanted Ruka to be like, yo, so you really been following this chick all day? Like, I'm your girlfriend, bro. Like, what are you doing? That would have been the drama that we would have anticipated or wanted.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that like, I'm like, Ruka deserves better.
I know. That's the same thing I was thinking, bro.
She deserves so much better than you, bro. Because like, literally, I get it. And this is the first real sign that Chizuru has shown that she thinks of him. But it's still like, Ruka deserves better than you. She out here giving you her all.
Yeah, it's so hard to find a problem with whatever Ruka was doing. It irritated me. I'm like, just try, bro. He's not even, I mean, I understand you love who you love, and he started to fall in love with Chizuru at the wrong time. At the exact wrong time, which, again, it all makes sense. It all totally fucking makes sense, unfortunately. But it's just
been like a month.
Yeah. Yep. A month has passed. Now but the fact that she hasn't even said anything to him, but she did think about him during Christmas with this dude, whoever he was. Did they say who he was?
Yeah, it was in her acting class. She's an actor.
That's right.
And he was just helping her rehearse her lines.
Yeah.
And it makes sense as to why he's like the total hottie, and Kazuya was salty. Like, yo, why is she with him? Like, dude looked good as fuck. He was mad. I was like, yo, you mad insecure, bro. Like, you
straight up.
You think she with any dude and she getting piped. It's like, let it be. let it breathe, bro.
Oh my goodness, man.
All she's saying is, look, I do dates, and I'm just practicing my lines, and I needed someone to help me pick a gift. Even though the gift still looked a little girly. I think it was a heartfelt gift, though, even though it wasn't like a big gift.
Right.
It was heartfelt because that one of the first thing they did show in this episode was that his phone was broken up and cracked up.
Yep.
And it was like, this has been a long time, and she was like, I'm gonna do this. I thought that was hard. I thought, not hard, but I thought it was nice. I was like, I can't believe like she still thought about that. Now, was it? Yeah, was it the biggest thing? No, she could have knocked on your door, but
her seeing them and having that look on her face, her spacing out with that.
That
said to me
good.
that she, it did. It did. It was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. She's jealous, kind of, maybe.
Yeah, but you said it says you what, that she was jealous?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That she was feeling some kind of way about it.
Yeah, and she was like,
she kind of said it. She's like, yeah, I just feel bad for making you date her.
But also, when her friends was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm spending Christmas with a boy. And I was like, oh, let's see. I'm thinking like, okay, when she said that, I'm thinking, okay, she about to try and slide on Kaguya.
Right.
And Kazuya, and she didn't. I was a little disappointed in that. I thought she was going to show up. But the fact that she went on this date to get him a gift and practice her lines and stuff, it still felt like something that she would do.
Yeah, but 100%. She don't dude. I think she internally doesn't know that she gives a fuck about Kazuya. You know what I'm saying? Like, she internally feels like
she knows.
Yeah, like she doesn't know that she cares, but she actually care. But she's not trying to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's against.
She's trying to suppress it.
Yes, she's against that shit. So, I guess, and then when she, like I said, when she saw them together, that's when she thought about, hey, well, damn, I kind of feel bad for making him do that with her. Let me go ahead and get this phone case because of me, his phone is broken. Like, that's all. She's being considerate, I think, but she doesn't know that she likes him yet. That's where I'm at with it, and I'm tired of it.
Let's get Ruka-chan a new boo.
I know, please. Please.
Not the weasel tooth motherfucker, though.
And mom, what's her name? Monami? Still gone.
Yeah. Mami-chan, yeah, we happy with that.
Yeah, she's still gone. And I'm cool with that. I kind of wish she was come around, excuse me, and see Ruka.
See Ruka and be salty all over again?
Yeah.
Like, he got a new bitch. It ain't even been that long. And she cold, too. Come on, bro. Yo, that shit great.
Yeah, it's a great show. Like I said, I'm going to read it after it's done because I need to know. Because I know they're going to fucking play us, dude. I know they're going to play us.
Yeah. This is one of the more relaxing episodes, but it still had like some good implications. It kept things good.
Straight up.
Simple, smooth.
Straight up. All right. And with that wraps episode 64 on My Check Waifu.
All right. Well, here's the recap then. We just finished talking about the probably more chill, relaxed episode of Rent a Girlfriend. Pretty funny. How SAO is very how Polo would call campy and
love it. Still love it.
He called it Power Rangers. All right. Misfit Demon King, is hitting though. Like it's still consistently for like that sleeper I mean, I guess to us it's not a sleeper, but you know, for a lot of people who's not watching, it's that sleeper for you. Fire Force. Not our favorite episode, but still better than a lot of other episodes. We love to see Ogun go off. That was some greatness there. ReZero. It's like a reincarnation of episode 15, but just a whole new light on it. Great episode from ReZero. We had our break right before that. We also announced that we're doing our Banana Fish review next week. Watch it with us. That's our recommendation. Watch it. Get the review. Let us know what you think. Dexter, that's for you, because I know you text me and said, watch Banana Fish right now. I'm about to calm down, brother. What's the most nerve-wracking anime ever? I said ReZero. He said Yuki-na-chan. We also talked about Bleach and their villains. And then we also had the questions. Time Stop versus 5 seconds in the future. Favorite anime, or what kind of anime story would you write? Worst jobs we ever had, and then favorite anime themes. We also had to talk about subs versus dubs and why you look stupid. Literally choosing one over the other. I also defended Legend of Korra because come on, bro, y'all gotta stop that. Or sis, whoever is shitting on Korra, we're not taking it no more. Polo watched Expelled from Paradise.
Weird, bro. So weird.
I watched Decadence, and I'm gonna keep watching it. Polo, when it hits episode 12, he gonna probably pick it up. And then also Polo watched Great Pretender. I'm gonna have to pick that up too. I'm gonna try and watch all of that. And Banana Fish, we gonna get together. I also gotta catch up on that Zanpakuto art.
Yeah, you do. Shit's crazy, bro. Shit's crazy. This is I am at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
And I am at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Might Check Waifu on Twitter and at Might Check Waifu on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube. Check out our Patreon and join our Discord. All in the show notes. Thank y'all so much for listening. And as always, Mic check.
Check.
I don't have the echo. Okay.
Mic check.
Later.
好きなの。予行練習なんて全部嘘。You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu.